In our continuing coverage of Decision 08, Republican presidential hopeful RPaul drew thousands of people to a rally here in Austin Saturday. You could see it all at the rally on the UT Mall, from hula hoopers to strict constructionists to planes in the air. An excited crowd gathered to hear the congressman speak. I got the chance to sit down with him one-on-one to talk about where his campaign's going and if he'll support whoever gets the Republican nomination. Congressman Paul, thanks for joining us today. So the question on a lot of people's minds, you're here in Austin, you're still campaigning for the presidency. A lot of people say there's not enough delegates to take it through to the finish line. Are you planning on dropping out?
No, not really. My answer has always been that as long as our number of supporters are growing, and they are, and the money keeps coming in for me to continue the campaign, we will. And so we're going to go after as many votes and as many delegates as we can. And the campaign effort, they're as enthusiastic as ever. You know, the supporters are still campaigning very hard.
Even if you don't have a chance to get the nomination just because of sheer numbers, why do you want to continue?
Because I think the supporters believe we have a chance to turn the country around, which is probably bigger than winning an election, because they're sick and tired of what they're getting. It's mostly made up of young people. You know, we've been on many of the campuses, and the crowds are large. They're enthusiastic. They're tired of this war. They're tired of the spending. They're tired of the deficits. And the young people especially know what they're inheriting. They're inheriting a mess, a bankrupt system. Social Security doesn't function, and they know they're going to have to work hard. So the enthusiasm is there, and they want to continue this. And a lot of them believe in miracles, and they think something could happen, and things do change. You know, a year ago, since we started, there have been 11 individuals campaigning as a Republican, and now there's only 3. So they see this as progress, and we don't know exactly what will happen. Something may change between now and November.
What is the message that you want to get out there? Even if you don't win the nomination, you said you want to continue to spread the message. What is that message?
It's something I've talked about for 30 years, and in many ways it's the platform that we work on all the time, and it's very simple. It's the Constitution. We believe that we got into this mess because we don't follow the law, and the law being the Constitution, whether it has to do with monetary policy or fiscal policy, domestic policy, or especially foreign policy, that we just have allowed our government, the executive branch, legislative branch, and judicial branch, just to act outside the law. And what we want is a restoration of the Constitution. The Constitution has guaranteed our liberties. We have less freedoms now, and we are less prosperous, and we're in perpetual war. And we're told that we could be in war for a long time. Even Senator McCain has said, you know, if it takes 100 years, we'll stay in Iraq. Well, this scares the living daylights. I just came from Colleen, and I had a lot of military people shot, and they said, please, I've been there 3 times, and I don't want to go back. I want to help you, you know, change this thing. So people are really getting tired of what they're getting.
A lot of your supporters want you to continue on with this campaign. I've heard personally from some of your supporters, they want you to run as a third-party candidate. If you can't get the nomination for the Republican candidacy, they want you to break out as a third party. Is there a chance? And if not, why not?
Not likely. I have no plans to do that, and it's rather sad.
Will you back McCain when he gets the nomination?
Probably not, unless he changes his his philosophy.
What would we do if we pulled out of Iraq at this point? Can we pull out of Iraq and not have that entire country collapse?
Well, the bigger question is, what are we going to do if we stay? If we stay, the killing is going to continue. Americans are going to continue to die. Soldiers that have been over there 2 or 3 times will have to go back for a 4th time, and because it's very difficult to get people to enlist. Yes, it's a mess. It's going to be a mess after we leave, but it's a mess because we went in under false pretense. But things in Vietnam turned out much better than anybody dreamed. Once we left, we started trading with Vietnam, and now we invest in Vietnam. We get along with Vietnam. We fought with the French for 20 years trying to tell the Vietnamese what to do with their country, and now we've achieved in peace what we couldn't achieve in war. The world has been telling Iraq what to do since World War I. It's an artificial country. It's time the people of Iraq got to decide what they want for their country. And the more we meddle, the more problems we're going to have for ourselves. So if we want a real effort to move toward peace, we have to get out of the way and allow it to happen.
All right, and finally, just to confirm, you said you're not dropping out of this race and you're not going to break out as a third party.
No plans to do that whatsoever. But we will be in this race, and as long as the supporters want me to do it, and more join us every day, which they do, and they can continue to send in the money. They've been very generous. We've raised a lot of money. There's a strong support for this message, and my